Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. Got a bit of a different video for you today. I thought I would do a flip through of my completed, well, half my completed altered wine book. For a long time subby, you would hear me talk about my wine book, or me whining about my wine book for ages. This one I started at the start of 2016, 17, 18. Yes, I believe this one's taken 2 years to complete. I have worked in other books as well. I have probably 5 or 6 altered books on the go at one time. But this is my big one. I loved it because of the size. It has actually popped out of its cover. And this is just now a collection of signatures and held together with duct tape. Good old duct tape. I will put a cover on this, I think. I don't know where the original cover is. It's obviously been 2 years, so yeah, finding something in 2 years in my house is interesting. So if I do decide to put the cover on it, I will do a video on it. It should fit back in its cover. The other half is, I will just grab it. The other half is here. So the wine book originally started about as thick as one of these, and obviously I pulled out a lot of pages and it's grown into a huge book. So I'm a bit more careful now. This was the first altered book I did, so I'm a bit more careful now what size book sorry, just putting that one back on the shelf. What size book I use. I probably wouldn't go any thicker than about 1.5 centimeters in thickness of the spine, and remove almost half the pages, because as you add to each side of the page, the thickness bulks up and then you split your spine like I did. Oops. So this is the altered wine book. The reason I chose this book was A, the size, B, the paper, and C, it was just one that I found at an op shop for $2, so I thought that was really cool. So you're wanting one that has not shiny pages, so the 1960s, 70s, early 80s with the flat paper. This one has a bit of shine on it, but it's not like glossy like a magazine. They're not the best to work in. So I will take you through on a quick flip through. A lot of these have videos, a lot of them don't, or just depends. Probably a lot of these do. So this is the first page I did. This was actually from a class kit. The company's no longer around, called Blue Bazaar. Quite a few years ago I subscribed to a class kit for 2 years and just never got around to. That was when Alexis was very young. She never gave me time. Doesn't give me time now to do a lot of things. So this was one of the class kits. So these were just a couple of collages I did. I didn't work front to back in the book. I did for these first 3 pages, probably 4 pages, and then as I researched more with altered books, the idea is to do it not in order, chronological order, page 1, page 2, page 3, because that does wreck the spine. So after the page 4, I then started working randomly in the book. So this is one of the first collages I did, magazine collage with some words on it. This one I really like. I love this one. Just with the different magazine pieces. These were like gold leaf off jewellery, I think, and just some more jewellery. I want to get back into this straight collage and the lemons and limes down the bottom, or the citrus fruit, and I just love how that one turned out. So this one again was really early in the piece. Again, a piece out of a magazine, and then I drew my own snails and did some lettering. Wanting to do more lettering and more journaling this year. A lot of these don't have journaling on them. The last couple I did may have. I like how you can see the text in the background as well. The advantage of using an altered book is you start with something on your page, whether it's altered, whether like you're altering a photo, or whether you're going to do like the text in the background. So a lot of them you can see the text, and you don't even know it's a wine book. So this was again a class kit. From that same Blue Bazaar company, and so was this one as well. So those ones aren't my designs. I do have pieces of paper between pages. I do need to go and seal these pages. Some of the shiny paints do stick to each other, so hence why I've got all these lovely scrappy bits of paper. I do go and seal my pages. That one's around the wrong, Actually, that one is not around the wrong way. I do go and seal my pages with a neutral shoe polish. I have done a video on that on my channel before. I will try to link it below. Basically putting a layer of the neutral shoe polish on. It's the last thing you do to your page. You can't do anything else on top of it, and it just gives it a coat and stops it from sticking together. So this is a mermaid page. This was really inspired by James Burke. This is all washi tape and paper strips with the mermaids and little faces. These were downloaded from the internet, and just a collage. So as you can see, I have a varied style. I'll have a go at anything. This was a very early, either a pick a stick or a, I'll think of it in a minute, Mission Inspiration. So I'm not sure whether there's videos on these with the earlier ones. It was before I got my editing system. This one again is the same. It's like a 10-step process. I'm not sure which one this one was. Or Alexis and I may have made this one up myself. So as you can tell, I use a varied colour scheme. I use magazines a lot because I can find really funky things in magazines. That goes with that one. Okay, so I've seen this one. Happy New Year. This was just a bit playing around at the end of the year. Not real happy with some of these pages, but I leave them in anyway. This is again a class kit that I did. This is big pattern paper, more pattern paper in the background, and I hand drew the elephant, stuck our sayings on. So that was another class kit as well. I started to, and Alexis started to help me do the kits with me, which was good as she got a bit older, and we got to knock some of them out. So this one is a Take 5 challenge, Take 5 art, where they just have 5 prompts and you just design a page around them. I like the prompts and things because it sort of gives me some direction. A page just on my own, I get to a certain point and go, oh God, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I absolutely love this page. It's one of my favourites. This is all done with texture paste and washi tape in the background, so I just love that one. This one again was either a 10-step process or a Mission Inspiration. I think this is a challenge Alexis put together for me, just some funky little houses, and I think I drew all this with my left hand. I think I can remember doing that. Another one with a mission or a 10-step process. Houses again. I love the ballerina. So this again was a class kit from the same company, Blue Bazaar, no longer in business. They used to send out like supplies to do the page, and then like step-by-step instructions, and I didn't do the face. I'm not so good at faces. I love the fringe and I love the head work, and I loved all the background and stuff, but didn't get to finish the face. As you can tell, these pages are getting quite thick because obviously this is thick scrapbook paper on this side, and this is a lot of scrapbook paper on this side as well. So your pages do become quite thick, and I have glued 2 of these pages together. Oh dear, this was another, I believe, Mission Inspiration or that effect. I love this blacking out of the design. Oh dear, I don't even know why I did that. This was from a stamp set that I enlarged and drew or traced or something. Australia Day page I did, I think last year or the year before. There was a video for this one. Australia flag as a napkin, and then these are just stamp shapes that I coloured in and just did some scribble journaling and just a bit of a poem. I do want to work on my handwriting. My handwriting sucks. It always has. All through school, the teachers would always say, Melinda, your handwriting is improving, and I wouldn't listen. Now this was another class kit. I believe there's supposed to be bigger flowers on it, but I never got around to it. I liked how it was, so I left it. It is very sticky though, this one, because of the type of paint I used. So I do need to seal that one before I take these pieces of paper out. This one was a November prompt challenge from not last year, but I think it was 2018. No, 2017. And I think it was hot pepper was the prompt. So I think I saw a hot pepper on my pizza. I hate hot peppers. Can't stand them. This one here is again another one of the blackout challenges, blackout pages, as in you colour the background and stencil on the background and then draw a shape and black out the background with the white, which looks really cool. Not happy with my birds and flowers. That was part of a class as well, a free class that happens in June last year. This one's got a bit more journaling on it. This is one of my most recent ones. This was a black and white photo in their book. I did leave some of those with intentions of working on them, and I just stuck some sticker waste up here, added some washi tape down the bottom, and then I added some paint. This is very shiny, and some words. Now the words, you're probably not going to be able to see them or read them, and that's the whole point. I journal a lot with the writing to just get feelings out and not want to do the feelings again. I think this one was another class, and I may have added more birds than the class had. That particular class kit would send out canvases and stuff for you to work on, but I think I would prefer to work in my book. So I changed a lot of the designs around. This one was one of my own designs. I was inspired by this dress and tried to do something in the background which didn't quite work out, but I do like the look of it. Didn't want to add any words to that one, but I do like that one. What have we got here? Oh, we've got this was again another Mission Inspiration, a December one. I've got my Grinch that I painted. Not quite happy with him, but I have a go with painting. It's not my best. I don't like the eyes. They look evil. I think I needed a bit more black in the eyes. And trying to make this fuzzy up here and stuff. So I'll have a go at basically anything in my art journal. So this one I just did, and a video for this one is coming out. This is another November prompt. Feathers was the prompt. This one's got a whole lot of journaling down here. So again, this is the black and white photo that I incorporated. It was bubbles, obviously, from the wine. So this was another class kit that I did that was fun. I must do some more online classes. They are so much fun. This one, I believe, was a Mission or a 10-step one as well. These birds are actually, I've drawn. I like to draw cartoons like that, but I'm not good at coming up with them out of my head. So these are inspired, or directly copied, whoops, from Tim Holt's birds. So I just sat there and drew them out myself and enlarged these ones on the photocopier. And I was learning my new photocopier or my new printer, and I kept cutting and only getting bits of the bird, so I decided to add them and not waste them. I was trying to get this effect, but I love that page. And it's got ribbon here, so it's really textured, and these are all jelly prints and multi-layers, so that one is really textured. This one here is another November prompt from 2018. That prompt was parallel, so I like the washi tape in the background of that one. This one you haven't seen the video for yet. I'm still catching up on doing those ones. So this one was another prompt. It was either hide or inside. So it was a black and white. This was a black and white image without the words, obviously. And I photocopied it and made a flap, and then stuck 2 paper dolls on top of hairy legs, men's, and coloured in the background, just for something. It was either hide or inside the prompt was for that one, but I really like how that one turned out. Want to start doing a lot more flaps and things like that. Sorry, excuse me, that's just telling me my dinner needs to be turned over in the oven. This one was from a Dot to Dot challenge, January 2018. Wow, 12 months ago, in Australian Art Swap group. Basically a list of prompts, and you basically follow them, and this is what I came up with. So it said make paper dolls or something, and put black and white in the background, so they were quite fun too. This is another one, another Mission. These are all my hand drawings that I've photocopied out of a book that I do my drawings in, and copy and pasted and cut out a lot from a couple of different images and stuck them on. I really like that. These are a couple more of my drawings as well. This was inspired by Courtney Diaz. Just funny people. This bird was a stencil and a die cut. This is one of my drawings from the book. A bit more journaling on this one. So this is actually a photocopy of the original piece of work that I put in. What else have we got here? Got a cactus that was from a class. Can't remember the name. It's some free classes that go on in Australia. The last 2 Mays they've gone on, May or June's. Life of me, I can't think of the name. If you want me to, I can go through my Facebook groups and find out who it is. No 2 birds are alike. They didn't look the same. There's a video coming out in that one soon. I need to practice faces. This was again another Mission. I believe there's only a talk through on this one, because I believe I created this one when Alexis was creating hers. I need to work on faces, obviously. My faces all look the same and not very good. But I'm learning. this one again was a mission or something. These girls come out of a sewing catalogue, and didn't really like the background. I did stick a napkin over the top, but I possibly should have whitened it a little because the napkin's got a bit lost and it got a bit dark, but that's alright, I had fun. A lot of my art journal pages I'm not real happy with, but I'm not going to change them. Art journaling to me is about sitting down at the table, having fun, making something. If I don't like it at the end, doesn't really matter, at least I've tried. Sometimes I like the page. This one I particularly like. This again I think was a mission or a 10-step process or something. This is one of my creations. This is one of my faces that I sort of watercoloured and then drew over the top of, photocopied and added some pattern paper and photocopied again. That was again Courtney Diaz inspired. So I get inspired by lots of different artists, and this was actually a design team piece for Red Deer Printables. This was a art journal kit, a junk journal kit that she designed, and I decided to turn it into a scrapbook page. In the back, art journal page in the background is all collage of gel prints, this blue, this and the green. I did that and left it for a while and then come back and added the girl, the flip and the envelope and the little bits from the kit. So sometimes I just make backgrounds and they'll sit there for 12 months before I know what I'm going to do with them. And that is the last page. So thank you for sitting through a walkthrough of my journal. When the other half is complete, I think I have about 5 pages to go. I will upload that one as well. Let me know if you like to see a quick flip through of the journals when they're completed. They do take quite a while. Obviously this one's been going for about 2 years. Or do you prefer just the step-by-step process videos of the pages and don't worry about the end flip throughs? If you're interested in any particular page and you can't find the video, I can try and find the video for you. Some, as I said, some of them don't have videos because some of the class ones I can't film obviously because they're not my ideas. I can just show you the end results. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.